Hello beautiful people, and welcome to round 2 of your questions answered on the law of attraction with me, Julie Poole. Very informal chat. Grab yourself a tea, a coffee, get yourself comfy. I asked you to post your questions and I've been going through those questions to try and answer them for you. Alright, so without further ado, let's have a look at some of the questions. And today I'm starting with some of the questions on my Facebook page that some of you posted. So Laurie Geiger-Bell asked, some law of attraction teachers encourage us to put out our desires to the universe and forget it. Order from a catalogue and assume it will arrive. Others encourage us to work towards them every day and say you can't have it without working towards it. It often confuses me. What is this about? Okay, do we need to put it out and forget it? Do we need to focus on it every day? All right, so what you're doing when you're focusing on it every day is that you're chasing it. You're chasing a goal. You've put it out to the universe. I want XYZ. Thank you very much. You felt the feeling and then you let it go. And then you come back to it the next day and the next day and the next day thinking if I put a bit more effort and energy into it, it's more likely to come. What you're doing is cancelling it out because you're actually saying to the universe, I don't trust you to provide. Did you hear me? Are you sure you heard me? Let me just tell you again. Right, now think about, I used this example on my last week's video where I said, imagine that you are a child asking your parents for something, say for Christmas, I want a new bike. And every single day you keep telling them, I want a bike, I want a bike, can I have a bike? Please can I have a bike? Really, can I have a bike? I really want a bike. You're going to get to a point like, did they not hear you the first time? You know, and you think that if you keep nagging and pushing that they're more likely to get it for you. The thing is, they've already made a decision when you first asked for the bike. They're either made a decision, I can't afford it, you can't have it, or you don't need it, you're not having it, or yeah, I'm going to get them the bike for Christmas, but they're not going to tell you, you know. So the answer to that question is put it out and let it go. Put it out and let it go. You don't need to come back to it every day. Okay, you don't need to come back to it at all. Occasionally you might be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I asked for that thing, oh I know it's on its way, I don't need to ask for it again, I don't need to put any more work into it, I want to feel the feelings that I know it's on its way. So that's the difference. Do I have to keep asking for it? No. Do I want to bring my mind back to that? Yeah, that's fine, keep coming back to it. If I want a new kitchen, I'm going to be thinking every day, every week, now and again. It doesn't matter when. Oh, I'm so looking forward to my new kitchen coming. All right, so you are feeling the feelings of it. The feelings are important because that's the next question, is about, do we need to feel the feelings? Who asked that question? Oh, I can't recall, but it's on here somewhere. Do we need to feel the feelings? Is the feelings part of it essential? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How does it feel to have that thing? All right, feel the feelings. So are you asking for the right thing? If it's a desire for you, then it's what you want. So go for it. All right, so I hope that helps to clarify that question about, do I need to keep coming back to it? Allow it to come back to you in terms of, oh, it's going to be amazing when that new kitchen arrives or that new bike arrives. I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you so much. I know it's on its way. And let it go. All right, so I hope that clarifies that question. All right, Jan Hughes is asking on my YouTube channel something on consciously manifesting versus surrender. I'm not sure what is too passive and what is too controlling. All right, that's a really good question, Jan. So what's the difference between consciously manifesting and surrender? So consciously manifesting, you're focused very, very much on your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, sending out that which you desire. So first of all, we skipped a step. What is it you desire? Are you fully aligned with that desire? Is there anything in the way to block that desire? Do all that first, all right? So you are then consciously manifesting that which you want. And then you surrender. Then you let go. then you allow, right? So change the word surrender to allow. So when we're consciously manifesting, we're focused on that which we are wanting to manifest. And the allowing is then just allowing it to flow and allowing it to come. Now, when we are looking at any blocks, we can say to the universe, thank you for showing me any blocks that are present to this desire that I have. And then be mindful, watching and waiting of what your awareness brings up, what you are guided to that may show you those blocks. So the consciously manifesting, yes, is important. Our thoughts, we want to direct them into what we want. And the surrender is then we let go and we allow. All right, so I hope that answers that question, Jan. Okay, Marina Friedman is asking, is it necessary to script every day? How do you feel the joy every time? I struggle with that. It's difficult to feel joy when you're trying to manifest what you desire. Everyone says it's easy to say it and to affirm it, but the important factor is the feeling. They say without the feeling, the manifestation will not work. You're absolutely correct. The feeling is the fuel behind the tank of your desire. All right. So you put into your tank all of the desires that you want. Imagine yourself as a car. You're putting your desires into the tank. Now the feeling is what propels it forward, is the fuel. So the feeling is important. Now, what you're focused on here, Marina, is the feeling of joy. All right, doesn't have to be a feeling of joy. It is, how can I explain this? There are so many different emotions, and the feeling of freedom is different to joy, to expectation, to all sorts of different feelings. So do I need to feel the feeling of joy? Not necessarily, no. You feel the feeling of how it may be relief. I want that new car because mine's broken. So how would it feel to have that new car? It's a relief that feels lovely. It feels freeing. It feels liberating. It feels, so good, so good, so good. So what we're trying to do is get into the feeling of the outcome, right? So don't necessarily focus on the feeling of the thing that you want, all right? Like I said there, if you wanted a car because yours is really unreliable, what does the feeling feel like of having a car that's reliable? It's not necessarily joyous, and I think that's where you're struggling. You're trying to always get into the energy of joy, but there's several steps before that. You might end up getting to joy, but let's start with that first feeling of imagining a decent car on the drive when you've got a really unreliable one. It's a relief. It's like, oh God, I can let go now. I can stop worrying. What does that mean? I can relax. What does relax mean? We keep following the feelings, and eventually they will lead us to joy. But don't try and start with joy. Start with the beginning feeling, relief. I am pride. It might be, I want a new kitchen and I'm so proud of my new kitchen. I would be so proud to bring people into my home with an amazing kitchen rather than the shabby one I have now. Whatever that is, you start with the realistic feeling. Whatever it is, don't judge it. The universe doesn't judge it. It doesn't judge it. So start at the starting point. If this was manifesting money, what's the feeling of having that money? Again, it's probably relief. And it is also a sense of joy eventually that we can help other people and help ourselves. We might get to the joy, but let's start off with what does it feel like initially? And it's usually a feeling of letting go. I can relax now. All right. So try that. Instead of trying to focus on joy, focus on the first feeling and then the second and the third, and it might lead you to joy, but start at the beginning. All right. I hope that helps. Okay. Tarot Tuesday for Wow blog asks, law of attraction and manifestation, how are they connected or related, and how to navigate? All right, so what's the difference between law of attraction and manifestation? They're one and the same. The law of attraction is what I'm attracting to me. So manifestation is what I am drawing to me, what I am creating. So manifesting is just another word for bringing something about. All right, I could take a piece of paper and paint a picture on it. I've manifested a picture. I've created it. To manifest is to make something real, something that happens. So what's the difference between that and the law of attraction? That we have already set the desire, the goal of what we want to manifest through the law of attraction. So we said, this is what I want. I am a magnet to bring it to me. And now I am manifesting that because I've had the desire. It could be as simple as I want a cake and I go and buy a cake. I've manifested the cake. The desire creates the manifestation. All right. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to tell you, which I think will help you a lot, is stop thinking about the universe as being somewhere up there, outside of yourself. So I'm here, the universe is there, and I'm trying to get something out of there to bring it to me. And that already feels like a big gap that I've got to somehow bridge. And it also feels like I'm waiting for something else to give this to me. It's disempowering and it doesn't work like that. Instead, I want you to think about your subconscious mind. Conscious mind is the thinking, realizing, intelligent, focused mind. That's the conscious mind, thinking, reasoning, rationaling, intelligent mind, right? That's the conscious mind. Underneath is the subconscious, and I want you to imagine that that is your internal universe. Your internal universe within the subconscious mind. It's inside you, not outside you. Right? Now, when you start to realize that you are the universe, that you are the manifester, not outside of you, inside of you, that will start to shift your ability to manifest, because you are taking ownership. I'm not asking a favor of the universe that's going to give it to me. The universe is inside me. I'm asking myself, what do I want? And I am providing. I am the I am presence. You are divine. You are creator. You are God, goddess personified. You are divine intelligence. You are creative source. It's not outside of yourself. It's inside of yourself. And when you know that, not hope it, wish it, dream it, when you know that, that's when you manifest. So in your subconscious are your desires, but also your blocks. So see the internal universe as everything that comes from a place of creating within you. So I want something, but there's another thought that cancels it out. All right, so I need to get my internal universe in order. I need to sort out where I am cancelling it out. And then I can stop blaming the universe for not bringing it to me. So for example, let me give you an example. I am trying to manifest love, that my soulmate, my perfect partner, into my life. And I'm putting it out to the universe and waiting for the soul mate to move into my existence. And it doesn't show up. And we say, the law of attraction doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. That's why it does work. It just doesn't work like that. Right, so let me explain how it does work. So I have the desire, I want a soulmate. I put that desire into my internal universe because I'm the one creating it, and I am then emitting a signal out of me, a resonance, a vibration, a beacon, like a lighthouse, an alarm sounding off out there to my soulmate to pick up that alarm, to see the beacon. Oh, that person's ready for a soulmate, and be drawn to you. Right? Now, why doesn't it come? Because one of my desires in my subconscious says I want a soulmate. I want love. The other, there are thoughts underneath that are what we call secondary gain thoughts, all right, which are things like, but I don't want to get hurt. But if I fall in love, he might leave me, or she might leave me. Or what happens if I've chosen the wrong one and it's a disaster? We have these secondary thoughts that are there predominantly to protect us. We create those thoughts. They are created by us through life experiences. So for example, I want a soulmate. That's the desire. The block is my previous hurts that may still be active, resonating actively within me, which cancels out the desire. So let's stop saying the universe is not bringing stuff to me, and let's take ownership that it will be my thoughts that are blocking that which I desire, cancelling it out. Okay? Right. So you can clear those. You have to find them and you have to clear them. Now, there are lots of ways to do that. You can use hypnosis, you can do meditations, you can do journaling, you can write down, like, what's the first thought when you think about I want a soulmate? Is it that, oh my God, that's joyous, that's amazing, that's supportive, that's adding the icing on the cake to my already fulfilled and amazing life? Or is it, I'll be happy when I get my soulmate? All right, well, you're not aligned with that. You will get what you are, not what you want. So if I'm not happy now and I'm expecting to make me happy, that's not going to happen. We've got to get all of those aligned. So when you write it down, it helps you to realize what's going on in the subconscious. There's also my Unlock Your Block program. There's lots of free stuff around. Ask the universe internally, guide me to the answers, guide me to freeing myself from that which is holding me back from my desires. All right? Good. All right, another question we have is from Tamara Beckons on my YouTube channel. She says she's still muddled. She says, I am a kind and supportive person, but for the past 25 years, every job I have gone into, I have been bullied by another female, resulting in me having to leave. I am not a jealous person or envious, but this is the type of woman I am meeting. So I do not understand why I'm attracting this trait. I have two older sisters who have and still do bully me through envy, but I broke contact with them 20 years ago. I love this question. I love this question. Please apply this to all sorts of different situations. Why do I keep attracting a cheating partner? Why do I keep attracting somebody who lets me down? Why do I keep attracting bullies? Why do I? Now, Tamara has actually answered her own question here without realizing consciously. Right, so she keeps going into a job where there is a female that will bully her and she doesn't get it. What's wrong with me? Why am I attracting this? What's going on? I'm a lovely person. Why are people being like this with me? All right, so this is such a key part of the law of attraction. When you see the same pattern repeating, when you see the same going round and around, it's unfinished business, the same situation just showing up in a different experience, a different person, but the same underlying energy. So for Tamara, that energy is being bullied. Now her answer is there. I have two older sisters who have and still do bully me. All right. So she says, but I broke contact with them 20 years ago. So in Tamara's mind, bless you, darling, you think that because you have no contact with them, that's done now. No, it's not. Clearly it's not, because life keeps showing you the same thing. It keeps showing up. If it keeps showing up, it's still active. It's still active within you. What the hell does that mean? What is still active? Right, so when we have an energy within us, let's call that energy I am bullied, that energy is active. We can then remove the people from our life who are bullying us and that energy goes dormant. But it's not gone, it's just gone dormant because we haven't got, she's removed her sisters, so she thinks that that's gone now. It hasn't gone, it's still within her, unresolved, unreleased. So consequently the universe keeps showing up a matching vibration, a match to that, a magnet to that. Somebody else to bully you, get rid of them. Somebody else to bully you, get rid of them. Do you see? It doesn't work to just avoidance of, right, I'll just avoid bullying people. You just keep attracting them to you because the resonance, the vibration within you is of being bullied. So that has to be neutralized, not active or dormant, neutralized. Okay, so we need to find that energy. All right, so you literally go into the energy and you feel the emotions of it. Emotional energy can lie dormant within you for decades. It doesn't go off, it doesn't have a sell-by date, it doesn't disappear on its own, it just goes dormant. But it is regularly activated and triggered by situations around you. Now, in the world of psychology and hypnotherapy, we call this re-victimization. There is a study about it. There is so much evidence about it, re-victimization. So what does this mean? I've been victimized in some way. This can be trauma, abuse, this can be racism, this can be homophobia, this can be anything like that, right? I've experienced that feeling. It is active within me. I push those people away and change my circumstances so I avoid those people, and that energy then goes dormant, but it's still within me. And the universe is trying to show me, my inner universe, my inner self, my inner being is trying to show me that that energy that is toxic, that is a magnet for more of the same, is still there. So every time, Tamara, that you go into a job and you see that you're being bullied, it's another opportunity to clear it. It's another opportunity to neutralize it. So what you've been doing for 20 years is avoiding it, and so it keeps showing up. Avoidance doesn't work. Acknowledgement, instead of running the other way, which is avoidance, we want to run to it, towards it. We take that energy of being bullied with all of the feelings, helplessness, hopelessness, victim, injustice, it's not fair, it's not right, all of which is true. Every emotion that you feel is true. Own it. And then make a decision, really decide, I am ready to release this. I am ready to heal this. I'm ready to let it go. Now, sometimes that will happen literally within seconds. It will just dissolve because you have absolutely aligned with being ready to let it go. Other times you need help, whether that's a book, therapy, like Unlock Your Block program, somebody else's program, somebody else's book, a therapist. There's so many different ways. You find a way to clear it. And what you will find is once it's completely cleared, neutralized, then you are no longer resonating on that vibration and you attract something different. You've also got to look at the underlying stuff. So I'm being bullied, all of those things that I listed off there, all right, victim, helpless, hopeless, injustice. You then feel the feelings of what does that feel like, and you allow those feelings to literally dissolve within you or visualize them being released from you, and you replace them with I am absolutely worthy of fairness, justice, balance. When it's cleared, you find it doesn't show up anymore. Whether it has been abuse, whether it has been being lied to, cheated to, bullied, whatever it is. And this ties in with JC's question. JC's asking a lot about the same sort of stuff. What about social injustice? What about systemic racism? What about all of this stuff? We don't attract that to us. Well, we kind of do. If you are born into a society where there is racism around you, whether it's for creed, colour, religious beliefs, whatever that is, you are brought up with that awareness of that systemic hatred around you, and so you've already aligned with it as a coping mechanism, as a protective mechanism, accepted that's just the way the world is, and I would love it to change, but it's the way it is, and so it keeps showing up. And it is part of the law of attraction. And JC is also asking questions about things like children born with fatal diseases and war zones. They didn't attract that. That is actually something that wasn't attracted but was chosen on a soul level before they came into this life. So it's seeing that all of this stuff about why do we keep attracting the same repeated patterns is because we have a resonance, a vibration of that pattern within us that we have not neutralized. So we need to neutralize it so that it stops showing up. All right, I hope that helps. Let's have a look at some more. Melody Wiles Lehoff, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Melody, is asking, I would like to know how to attract a new job that brings abundance with less physical and mental exhaustion. Thank you in advance. All right, so that is you making a decision. I am choosing to have a job with less stress, exhaustion, less being drained, less trouble, an easier job. So I want to align with jobs can be easy. But at the moment, my beliefs are saying that the jobs that I have are exhausting and stressful. And so how can I attract that which is opposite to what I'm experiencing? How can I attract something that is very different from that which I know to be true right now? So the way that it works for me, this is what I did, was I started watching people who had an easy life. I started aligning and making friends with and spending time with people who had an easy life, because my beliefs were like yours. Life is hard, life is a struggle, you have to work hard for anything you want, you sacrifice, it's part of life, all of that. So I decided that I want to change that thinking, I want to change that vibration. But it was a far way from where I was to where I want to be, a big bridge to gap. How do we bridge that gap? Similar with how did I want to get from earning not a lot of money to earning really decent money, a big gap. How do I bridge that gap? So my head is over here saying you can't earn that much and it's a struggle and that's what it is. And so over here is my desire of what I want to manifest, which is earning loads of money and it being a really easy job. So there's a big gap. So to fill that gap, first of all, I recognize that's what I want and that's where I am. And then I said to the universe, thank you for showing me how to get from A to B. All right. And I was then led over the next few days, weeks or months to various books and videos and people that were over here where I wanted to be. I would watch videos of people who had made it, who were earning loads of money. I would watch people who had a really easy life, a life that they loved, a life that was joyful. I watched those until my head started thinking, if they can do it, I can do it. There was one block for me around money. It's impossible to earn over a certain amount of money. I had a little ceiling in my head, right, about what I could charge for a reading or a session. So to help me get out of that thinking, because it was blocking me, nobody's going to pay you more than X amount, right? That's too much, right? I then watched and I read books and I watched videos about people who were earning 10 times per hour what I was earning. And initially my thinking was, that's too much. That's ridiculous. How can people pay all of that? And you feel that resistance. That's ridiculous. I'm judging. I'm thinking that's not okay. I'm thinking they're taking the mick of charging that amount of money. That's all of my blocks to how I am not aligned with my goal, right? So I started just watching more and more and more. I remember reading a book by one particular lady, Michelle Lowbridge, and she was charging like £5,000, £10,000 for 3 or 4 sessions. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like 1,000 times more than I charge. Until I started, if I can't get to the £5,000, let's start with, can I get to 500? No. Where can I get to? Can I get to comfortably say 100, 150? Where is my starting point? Now keep exposing yourself. This is the way I did it. When you exposing yourself to that which you want, because gradually you're getting on the same page. If I spent all my time with people who were earning a lot less than me, I would start thinking to myself, perhaps I'm charging too much. I start aligning instead with people who are earning a lot more than me, I start thinking, oh, maybe I can do that too. Do you see the way I'm shifting my thoughts, my focus? And what I'm doing is I'm aligning myself more and more towards my goal by shifting my thinking. Now, Abraham Hicks talks about shifting your thinking. It isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It is hard to go from where you are to where you want to be. So little steps, baby steps. So for me, it was watching people who earn a lot of money, who work their own hours, who don't have to work 100 hours a week, who don't come home exhausted, who love their job. That was aligning me to get over here where I want to be. And it took some time, and it wasn't a big jump over to the other side. It was literally bit by bit by bit, I got there. Now, you can do the same, whether it is to attract clients. You might be thinking, I wouldn't get more than 5 clients. And I look at then other people who are having 50 clients and thinking, if they can do it, I can do it too. We're shifting over to where we want to be by exposing ourselves to that which we want. All right? Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. So, Melody, you want to attract a job with less physical and mental exhaustion. So you are going to be looking at other people who have jobs like that and saying to yourself, if they can do it, I can do it too. Life doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be a struggle. I don't have to kill myself. I don't have to sacrifice. Life can be easy and flowing. Absolutely can. But, you know, we have all this conditioning from our parents and grandparents whose life was hard, a lot harder than ours. And of course, that influence is coming through us from childhood all the way up. Life is hard, life is difficult, sacrifice, because that's what they did. So we can honor them and say, I am so grateful that you sacrificed so much in your life for, you know, for me or for my parents and then who had me. I honor that. But this is a different world now. And my belief is that we don't have to struggle and suffer anymore. We don't have to live like that. But as long as my belief says we do, that's where I'll be stuck. I need to shift my thinking to look at it in a different way, and then I'm aligning with a different reality. All right, good. Narelle Arajo, I hope I've pronounced that right, Narelle, is asking, is the law of attraction more based on a daily feeling of what you want to bring in rather than a thought process? This feeling of energy, how often? Okay, so Narelle, doesn't need to be done on a daily basis. Although saying that, I tend to start each day by saying today is a really good day, and today everything flows easily and readily. I'm having a good day. I am having a good day. So when it becomes part of your daily process, it's a daily thing. But if it's an effort, then no, we don't need to make it a daily effort. So let's have a look. Is it a thought process? It is. It's the energy. You're saying the feeling of the energy, the thought process, the thoughts, the feelings, they're all energy. So do they align? Do our thoughts line up with our emotions, our feelings? So do I, for example, do I feel happy, but have thoughts that life is unhappy? Do they say the same thing? Do I feel... do I know I'm safe but have feelings of anxiety because the feeling is anxiety is unsafe? Do they match up? So what we want to do is see that everything is a vibration, and the more different vibrations that we have within us, imagine 10 drums all being beat at a different beat, they would be clashy, but when they're in harmony, it's a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful sound. Are we making a beautiful sound within us? There is the vibration of our soul, the vibration of our inner being, the vibration of our feelings, emotions, the vibration of our thoughts, and the vibration of our physical body. They all are different bodies. Are they banging the same drum? Are they in harmony, or are they saying different things? When they say different things, they are clashing and they are banging into each other, and we are not in harmony and flow with manifesting our desires. The desires are manifested when everything lines up. Everything lines up. So my thought is I am safe, and my feelings are of safety and security. My thought is of having that thing, and my emotions feel the feelings of having that thing in harmony. We're trying to get to a harmonious place. When we're in harmony, we're in flow. When we're in flow, we let go. Right? They rhyme, so get it in your head. Let go and flow. Let go and flow. When I let go, life flows. So I'm letting go. But I am not letting go saying whatever's going to happen to me happens to me because I've let go. That's disempowering. We want to say I am manifesting a life of flow and ease and all good things. And now I let go because I know it's coming. All right? So I hope that helps. So those are the questions that you've asked me. I've answered them all. If you have more questions, put them below and I'll answer them next time. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.